Good morning. I camped up there. It's 5:32. Temperature is 53 degrees. I don't know if anyone camped down there. Oh, yeah, I see a tent, so I better be quiet. Today is another short mileage day. 15.5 miles to get to the Oregon-California border, and then I'll find a place to camp around there. I slept better last night, and I even had a very brief nap yesterday before some hikers showed up to get water and were kind of loud. I mean, they have the right to do this during the day, but it was one of those, wasn't intending to take a nap, I just dozed off, so I didn't have earplugs in, but I should have gotten off my butt and put them in when I knew I was getting tired. I believe that this blowdown city about to happen again, so that'll be fun. At least I'm not in a hurry today. And tomorrow I will start the Oregon 2-week challenge. I'm more nervous than I was because I was trying to make like a little route on far out, and I didn't, because everyone says Oregon's flat. Those routes showed over a mile of climbing for at least the first few days. So, alright. A little bit of a view over there. Looks like sun's going to get soon over there. Beautiful view this morning. Hey! Gorgeous view. There was one of the worst piles of brush I had to go around this morning. The rest of the blowdowns have been okay. I had to climb under one, or crawlish under one. Everything else has been fine. And the trail itself, besides a few steep sections, has been pretty decent like this too. Not a lot of views like since I've gotten started, but still beautiful trail. I love being in the woods, so that's my preference anyway. The sign is on the tree. Oregon or bust. You have died of dysentery. I have not died of dysentery. Thank goodness. Not enough water sources to keep me hydrated. If I had dysentery, I probably would die. Steep climb right here. It's 8:26. I'm about 8.5 miles in for the day, which means I'm halfway done, more than halfway done with my hike for the day, mileage-wise. My plan is to camp as close to the California-Oregon border as I can to start the 2-week Oregon challenge tomorrow morning. The closest campsites seem to be anywhere from 3/10 to 6/10 of a mile away. There's a dirt road on the Oregon side, 3/10 of a mile away, which sounds nice because hiking into Oregon there's a steep uphill, then it's uphill for a while, like a 1,000-foot climb. So if I did 3/10 of a mile, then it would add 6/10 of a mile extra tomorrow. That is a count, but half of that's downhill, so that's not bad. And I think there's one about 6/10, and all of that would be uphill. But I'm also going to get there in plenty of time to scope it out and see if there's any place to even cowboy camp closer to the border. Comments suggest that there are not. I'm going to look anyway. I have time. so beautiful today, guys. It's nice to have a good view when I'm not standing on the side of a cliff where I can fall, because I can actually appreciate it a little bit more without feeling like scared. Beautiful flowers, beautiful views. I'm going to take this path down to some water. And I think I'm doing okay on water, but I also don't need to hurry. So I might as well come down here and take a break, chug some water, and eat a snack or something. It's 9:19. I'm 11.1 miles in for the day, and I just got back on trail at that wherever that cairn is from getting water. And I just decided to check my phone and see if I had cell phone service. I did briefly. I messaged my husband, told him good morning, even though it's a little early. I was going to send him a Facebook message instead, but I couldn't get Facebook to load because my service wasn't good enough. But whatever, I'm still happy. I didn't get to message him at all yesterday, except on like my Garmin or satellite messaging, so that's nice. Trail's been pretty decent. A few blowdowns that are just slow, but not really too bad. Not a lot of views right now, but I'm really enjoying the trail today. I'm 3.4 miles from the next water source, and that might be my last water source of the day as well. And I was only doing 15.5 miles today anyway, which means I'm 4.4 miles from being done for the day. Oops. There's cows, but I scared it away. I didn't mean to. Sorry. I've been hearing cowbells, and I've seen some cow patties on the trail. That's the first time I saw a cow today. There's one! Hi, pretty girl! She's kind of hiding in the trees. I won't get you, I promise, baby. I'm still kind of scared of cows after the AT when one started to like stomp and run after rabbit. We had that little metal thingy that, you know, cows can't go through, but people can, and we're hiding in there. When the EcoFlow Power hat came out, which is the hat that I wear pretty much every day out here, I tried to order one and have it sent home, and they wouldn't ship to Hawaii. So I asked on Facebook if anyone would let me send it to them and then send it to me afterward. And my friends John and Amanda did. And in that hat, or in that box, they sent me a bunch of snacks and stuff. So now I'm eating some fruit snacks from John and Amanda. Thank you guys. I miss y'all. It's 9:52. I'm 12.9 miles in, and I'm starting my last climb of the day right now. Some of the comments had mentioned traumatic by a road. Didn't know if it was this road, and it was days ago. So I was kind of looking around. Don't see anything. Woo! All right, last climb. Crossing Donamore Creek, and in I think 4/10 of a mile, there's a Donamore cabin. I'm not gonna stay there because the comments talk about mice, but that and the Oregon border and then the dirt road are the last places to find camping, so I will figure it out here soon. Love it. There's a beautiful meadow over there. Looks like I'm about to get a view of it. Lovely. That is Donamore Cabin. I'm gonna go check it out. Came from there, going that direction, and I'll have to get water here. Go dry camping. And it's 10:34, and I think I have 6/10 of a mile till the Oregon border. So I have all day to chill here if I need to. Panama cabin, 1935. Chair, nice. Roofing, chair, broom. Not bad. Got this clear open field and can't get a satellite message to go through. Go figure. I think it's because these trees are too tall, but so annoying. Alright guys, I'm still at Donamore Cabin, just chilling here. I'm gonna go over mileage for the Oregon 14-day challenge. So I wrote it down here. The California-Oregon border is at mile 1693.2, and the Oregon-Washington border is at 2150 on the Oregon side of the Bridge of the Gods bridge. So that's, where'd I go, 456.8 miles total. Tomorrow's my first day. The closest campsite that I know of is 3/10 of a mile away, so double that. I'll be doing an extra 6/10 of a mile tomorrow. Day 4, I have to hike 0.8 miles off trail to Mazama Village, and that's one way. Day 7, and that's for a resupply box. Day 7, I'm going to Shelter Cove Resort to resupply. That's 1 mile one way off trail. Day 10, I'm going to the Big Lake Youth Camp, and that's 7/10 of a mile off trail. Day 13, I'm going to Timberline Lodge, which is on trail to resupply. Day 14 is a little different because Cascade Locks is at mile, I want to say 4149.5. So my plan is to actually hit the border and then backtrack to Cascade Locks and stay there overnight and maybe Nero or Zero there. So with all of that in mind, the distance between Oregon and Washington borders is 456.8 miles. 5 miles total for resupply, that's to and from these distances. Extra 6/10 of a mile tomorrow is 462.4 miles divided by 14 days. I have to average 33.03 miles per day. I'm still at Donamore Cabin. I'm gonna go check out the privy and take advantage of its existence. And then I'm gonna go get some water and decide if I wanna hike on. The dirt road is 3/10 of a mile past, and it looks like there's some trees around, so it might be shady enough to hang out for the day. No snooping and pooping. Oh, okay. Here we go. It's 12:39. I left to Donamore Cabin a few minutes ago. I forgot to put my sungloves on, but I'm about to do that. And I used the spring water in the back to wash my socks off, and I'm gonna try to do that daily in the Oregon challenge, like rinse socks and put on a fresh pair to prevent blisters and stuff. I tried to take a nap. There was a bee buzzing pretty loudly, but the cots were quite comfortable. Quite comfortable. So anyway, the dirt road ahead looks like there are some trees for shade, so I'm gonna get to the Oregon-California border and then shortly after that camp. Early day. The Far Out app has been frozen for pretty much since Donamore Creek back there. I think the border crossing was 6/10 of a mile past the cabin. Man, I hope it doesn't stay frozen because I don't know where 33 miles is every day. And I need to know about my water sources too. It's 12:55. I hear laughter, so I think that's the border. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Now I made it. Woo! Okay guys, this is where I'm going to stealth camp, cowboy camp tonight. Not much space, but I didn't have to like hurt any branches or anything, or trees. And the trail is right there. A little bit brushy on the way. So anyway, I think this is home for the night. And it's so early, but that's okay. At least it's mostly shaded. Tuesday, 3 p.m., 30% chance of rain. Wednesday, 9 a.m., 30% chance of rain. Hey guys, I'm leaving my little stealth cowboy camping spot. I rechecked the weather because you know it's better safe to do that than sorry when you're cowboy camp. And there's a 30% chance of rain at 7. That's it, but it's probably for the best. I'd hate to get rained on. So I'm gonna walk up to the dirt road where I had intended to stay in the first place and set up my tent. There's the Oregon sign again. Made it to the dirt road. There's campsites over there. I'm tempted to just take this one right here. At least it's in the shade. Those over there are not well shaded. Not right now anyway. There's where I set up the tent. See the trail there? Gray skies. I have a bar of service, so I had a message from Hoosier, and he and Corn Pop met up with Trooper, which means, and Trooper's days ahead of me at this point. And I know Smalls is because she shuttled to Ashland from Etna. So they're all ahead of me, and I'm kind of regretting doing this challenge because I wouldn't have sat in town for 2 days waiting on a gearbox, and I wouldn't have had 2 15-mile days because I didn't want to do a 30-mile day to wear myself out. And now I have to kick my butt for 14 days, and it didn't even make a difference because I would have probably ended at the same time anyway. So it was kind of all for nothing. I thought I heard some thunder. Oh, got my doors closed and staked all my extra guy lines. Just in case. There's my view. Good night, everybody. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Actually, dark and early tomorrow because I'm waking up at 4. Good night.